According to your understanding of the Gospels, if Jesus were with us here today, how would he deal with the way in which Christianity continues to divide the body of Christ, Catholic and Protestant?
Well, first of all, Bret, in my belief, Jesus the Christ is here today. And Jesus the Christ is using the text of the Gospel of John, which was written initially and has become the eternal verity for Christianity. It's precisely the gospel of this question. Because the experience of joy and union is so strong and so ecstatic, it has a downside. And the downside is the experience of division. When I confuse the way that I receive the joy in the union with thinking that this is the way that everybody must receive the joy in the union. In that gospel, the first two chapters give us that ecstatic bursting forth of the heart with the experience of communion with God. Starting with the 3rd chapter through the 11th chapter, passage by passage, the text gives us Jesus the Christ talking to us today, talking to the Nicodemus in us today. The Nicodemus voice in that gospel is the voice that confuses. I mean, we have this great text about how can somebody go back into the mother's womb and be reborn? Essentially what that's saying is, in Nicodemus's mind, how can someone go back into a Jewish mother and get Jewish blood? Because without Jewish blood, you do not have the right to know Yahweh. And Jesus' response to Nicodemus is, God can raise up faith from stones. Don't give me the discussion of natural law when it comes to spiritual reality. And so we have the great story of Nicodemus, we have the woman at the well, we have the man born blind, we have the raising of Lazarus, chapter by chapter by chapter by chapter. And in each one of those chapters, Jesus the Christ is speaking to us today and saying, stop the argument about ritual form. Go to the place of spiritual practice. Go to the life that comes out of that practice. Look at the result of the fruit, not the fruit. You shall know the truth by the result. If your result is you're bashing each other over the heads for names and ritual forms, you're moving away from the harmony of God. If the result is that you're deeply using your spiritual practice to come to understand the one God who holds us all and brings us into a place of love and harmony and reconciliation, even in the midst of our diversity, then you're moving in consort with the one breath of God. One of the things that I've discovered as I've moved around the United States this past year and been with so many Christian denominations is the walls and the categories between all those churches are coming down. People are coming home to a common experience of God. Now, I'm Roman Catholic, and I'm a devout, and in my faith, a fierce, loyal, and joyous Roman Catholic, because my tradition provides me the best way that I know for me to be home with my God. But so I have to believe that what I'm experiencing as I go out and I'm with my Presbyterian and my Episcopal and my Lutheran and my Methodist brothers and sisters is we're all worshiping the same God. And Jesus the Christ did not come to have us be part of a monolithic one way to God. It's profoundly in the Gospel of John that Jesus the Christ came to say that spiritual practice would be the basis of what it means to be Christian. So I think that Jesus today is both excited at the way that the traditions have drawn closer together, and perhaps a little sad and a little weary of some of the less than essential arguments that we have with each other.